Broncos are in London. They had their first practice across the pond yesterday, getting ready to take on the New York Jets on Sunday. Broncos Insider Mike Klis is in London. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Corey. How are you doing? Yeah, dreary day. They say it's 61 degrees. We'll have to ask Chris Bianchi there if there's such a thing as wind chill with 61 degrees. It feels much cooler than that.
So talk a little bit about how practices have been going so far this week.
Yeah, it's football kind of business as usual starting yesterday. You know, they got into town Monday morning. I think a lot of guys had to figure out their sleep schedule. They're 7 hours off from where they were in Denver, and so you've got to get your sleep right. You got to get your biorhythms right, your routine set in. And then yesterday they had the normal practice meetings. So, you know, there really wasn't much free time to go around, see Big Ben or some of those other things. So today's another day. It's usually, I think, third down day on Thursdays for both the offense and the defense. They're really trying to focus in on the Jets. They know they're 0-5 and they're expected to win. They also know that the Jets have had two tough losses, one at the buzzer, kind of like what the Broncos had earlier this year against the Colts, and another one where the Pittsburgh kicker kicked a 60-yard field goal with a minute left to beat them. So they're a better team than what their 0-5 record. They've just been repeating that throughout the week.
Well, so are we, because we know about those tough losses right there at the very end. So we learned that Ben Powers is going to be out for some significant amount of time. How's that going to impact the team?
Yeah, the offensive line, you know, Ben is a guy that they don't talk about as one of their stars or anything, but he's one of the solid guys. He's one of the better run blockers in the league. And as Bronco fans know, the Broncos have run the ball much better this year. They're fifth in the league thanks to J.K. Dobbins and that offensive line. And the offensive line, more than any other position group, works together as one. In other words, it's not a isolated Cortland Sutton at receiver. It's five guys working as one. They move in unison, and the zone blocking in particular and pass blocking. So when you miss one, you know, kind of the whole five-man unit can fall apart. So it looks like Matt Pertz, one of the veterans who is getting the first crack. He's probably the leader to replace Ben Powers. He's been around 6-7 years, so he knows what he's doing. He's pretty good, although he's an offensive tackle by trade who would be shifting inside. But, yeah, Powers is going to be out probably 9 to 10 weeks. He had surgery on Monday. They hope to have him back the last week or two of the regular season and then in the postseason. But that's a tough one, but all teams, including the teams that are going to be in the Super Bowl this year, are going to lose significant players to injuries, and the good ones overcome them. And that's what the Broncos are going to have to do here.
Yeah, part of the game. Well, we are so looking forward to Sunday. I got my alarm already set. It's an early one. Mike Klis, thank you so much for joining us live from London.